thought I was a beta my whole life. Then I met him, went into heat, and learned I'd been lied to. Prologue, lies in the blood. I was 19 when I first heard the word heat in real life. It came up in some biology elective part of the standard Omegaverse classification curriculum. Betas like me? We weren't supposed to care. No scent, no heat, no bond. Just average. That's what I was told. What I believed. But I remember watching the video they showed that day. An Omega in full heat, trembling, flushed, nearly feral with want. I'd felt a strange pull in my chest that made no sense. My skin had crawled with something I couldn't name, and for a second, I could smell something faint and burning like citrus and firewood. I blamed the fluorescent lights, or the vending machine snacks. I never forgot that feeling. 2 years later, I met Cassian Vale, and my world tore open at the seams. It happened fast. One look, one word, one accidental brush of skin, and my body betrayed me. Sweat, shivers, desire. Then the unmistakable scent of heat. I collapsed in the middle of the street. Cassian caught me before I hit the pavement, and in that moment, I knew I'd been lied to my entire life. Chapter 1. The Alpha with the Silver Eyes. It started with the sound of his boots, heavy, deliberate, echoing through the stone hallway like they belonged there more than anyone else ever had. Eli looked up from his laptop. He saw, tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in black, his presence demanding silence. Cassian Vale, silver-eyed alpha, billionaire sponsor of university's genetic research, untouchable, dangerous. Their eyes met, just for a second, but something in Eli's chest seized. Beta? Cassian said, more to himself than anyone else. Odd. Eli blinked. Excuse me? Cassian narrowed his eyes, as if he could see through Eli's skin, his bones, straight to his scent. Nothing, he replied coolly, before turning away. It should have ended. It didn't. The heat hit Eli like a freight train at midnight. He collapsed in hallway outside his dorm, clutching his abdomen, body burning, unable to speak. His skin felt tight. The air was laced with his own scent, sickly sweet, musky, wrong. He knew what this was, but he couldn't believe it. Cassian appeared like a shadow, lifting him effortlessly. You're going into heat. Fast. Damn it, this is not normal. I'm a beta, Eli gasped, tears springing to his eyes from pain and confusion. Cassian growled, No, you're not. Eli woke up the next morning in an unfamiliar room, silk sheets tangled around him, his body still trembling. Cassian sat across from him, unbothered and unreadable. You've been lied to, he said quietly. Someone went through a lot of trouble to suppress your Omega biology. Eli stared at him. Why do you care? Cassian's expression didn't change, but his eyes softened just a little. Because I could smell your truth the moment I met you. The medic's expression turned grim. That wasn't allergy medication. That night, Eli stormed into the apartment where he'd grown up, where his adoptive mother, Dr. Miriam Ashbourne, waited with a wine glass and a familiar, clinical smile. I know why you're here, she said, barely looking at him. You've been drugging me, Eli spat. Suppressing my biology, my identity. Dr. Ashbourne set her glass down. I did what I had to do to protect you.
Protect me from what? Being who I am?
From being hunted? Eli, she said sharply. You don't know what it means to be an unbonded Omega with your genetics. People would have torn you apart. Eli's throat tightened. You lied to me. My whole life. I saved your life, she snapped. You were brought to me from a smuggling ring, barely alive. You have no idea where you come from, what blood runs in your veins. He recoiled like she'd slapped him. I'd rather know, he whispered, even if it kills me. Dr. Ashbourne looked away. Then you're not my son anymore. Eli didn't answer. He walked out and didn't look back. Outside, Cassian leaned against his black car. Eli didn't speak as he got in. He sat silently, hands curled into fists in his lap. Chapter 2. The blood test. The sterile white of the clinic burned Eli's eyes. He sat stiffly on the exam table, jaw clenched, heart beating in betrayal. His skin still tingled from the remnants of heat, and though Cassian had insisted on a private facility, Eli couldn't shake the feeling of being studied like a science experiment. The Omega medic, a calm woman with amber eyes and steady hands, worked in silence. She took his blood with practiced ease, not asking any unnecessary questions. Eli hated how Cassian loomed in the corner like a bodyguard. His silver eyes never left Eli's face. "You can leave," Eli muttered without looking at him. "No," Cassian replied simply. The machine beeped. The medic's brow furrowed. "Is there something wrong?" Eli asked tightly. She looked up, meeting his gaze. "You're not a beta, Mr. Ashbourne," she said softly. "You're an Omega, but there's more." Eli's stomach dropped. The medic turned the screen so he could see. A digital chart displayed strange hormonal markers, spikes, and suppressions that didn't match typical development. These levels had been tampered with for years. You were administered long-term suppressants. Since childhood, I guess. Strong ones. Illegally dosed. "Illegal?" Eli repeated, cold washing over him. Cassian stepped closer. "Who gave them to you?" Eli shook his head. I don't know. I've been taking allergy meds since I was 13, prescribed by my mother." Cassian finally asked, "Where do you want to go?" "I don't care," Eli said, voice flat. "Somewhere I can breathe." They drove for a while in silence, city lights flickering across the windows. Eventually, Cassian pulled into a gated compound, his personal estate. "I don't need a bodyguard," Eli muttered. "I'm not your bodyguard," Cassian replied. "I'm your alpha. Your body thinks I am." Eli turned to him. "What does that mean?" Cassian's eyes glowed faintly under the moonlight. "It means your instincts have already chosen me." Eli's breath caught in his throat. Chapter 3. Instincts don't lie. The heat came again faster this time, fiercer. Eli had been trying to act normal, attending classes, dodging concerned texts from Tobias, avoiding Cassian's calls. But when the scent hit him, he knew it was already too late. His hands trembled, his vision blurred. The walls of the coffee shop spun. Not again. He stumbled out into the street, chest heaving, sweat pouring down his back. People stared, but no one got close. Omegas in heat were taboo, untouchable, dangerous. His body screamed for touch, for scent, for him, Cassian. When he woke, the air was hot and dry. He was on a cot in a dimly lit room. Metal shutters barred the windows. A low hum of generators buzzed somewhere in the distance. And then, that scent, cedar, smoke, power. Eli sat up sharply. No, you can't keep doing this." Cassian, standing at the far side of the room, didn't look up from his phone. "You passed out in the middle of the street. Again, you're lucky I found you before someone else did." "This isn't your problem." "Yes, it is," Cassian said, voice low. "Your body already reacts to me. You know that." Eli stood up, teeth gritted. "That doesn't mean I want you." Cassian's eyes flashed. "That's not how instincts work." The tension between them sizzled. Eli could smell himself sweet and sharp, and utterly vulnerable. The scent of heat filled the room, thick and cloying. His knees nearly buckled, but Cassian caught him. "Don't touch me," Eli hissed, weakly pushing him away. His body betrayed him. His skin tingled where Cassian's hands touched. His breath quickened. His body leaned closer as his mind screamed no. Cassian swallowed hard, jaw clenched. "You're spiraling. I can help regulate it." Eli laughed bitterly. You mean rut me? I mean soothe you, Cassian growled. Without mating, without a bond, there are ways. Eli didn't believe him, but his body didn't care. The first hour was agony. Cassian sat close, knees brushing, letting Eli bury himself against his shoulder. His scent surrounded Eli like a warm blanket, calming, firm, dominant. Cassian didn't touch more than necessary. No rut, no mating, just presence, warmth. Eli shivered, wrung out and sobbing into Cassian's shirt. I hate this, he whispered. Cassian's voice was softer than Eli had ever heard it. I know I didn't ask for this. Silence settled between them. So quietly, Eli almost missed it. I would never take from you without consent. Hours passed. When the fever finally broke, Eli fell asleep against Cassian's chest. Cassian didn't move. Not when the lights dimmed. Not when the storm outside started. Not even when Eli, half asleep, murmured, "Don't leave." Cassian just wrapped an arm around him, pulling him closer, and whispered, "Never." Chapter 4. Marked Eli couldn't stop thinking about the way Cassian had held him through his heat. How careful his hands were. How steady. How unbearably warm. He told himself it was just a biological response. Nothing more. A result of scent compatibility, instinct, hormones. But when Cassian looked at him like he mattered, really mattered, Eli's walls started to crack. He didn't know how to handle it, so he avoided him again. That plan didn't last long. 2 days later, Eli was walking back from campus when a sharp scent hit him rank, metallic, alpha, but not Cassian. Eli's heart thundered. He turned the corner and came face to face with a rogue alpha. The man's eyes were bloodshot, his stance unsteady. "Omega," he slurred, nostrils flaring. "Unbonded. You smell ripe." Eli stepped back, bile rising in his throat. "Don't come any closer." The alpha lunged, then crack. Cassian's fist collided with the man's jaw, sending him flying into a trash bin. His silver eyes burned, mouth curled into a snarl. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. The rogue scrambled away, limping and whimpering, leaving behind a stench of fear. Eli collapsed to the ground, hands shaking. "How?" "I've had you tracked," Cassian said darkly. "For your protection. I told you I don't want a babysitter." Cassian crouched beside him. "You don't need one. You need to stop pretending you're not vulnerable." Eli looked away, ashamed. "I didn't ask to be like this." "I know," Cassian said quietly. "But you are, and that means others will come for you." He reached forward slowly, fingertips brushing Eli's jaw. "Let me protect you, properly." Eli froze. "What do you mean?" Cassian's expression was solemn. "A protective mark, not a full bond, just enough to ward others off." Eli hesitated. "But that's permanent. So are the dangers," Cassian replied. "And I'm tired of watching you suffer alone." Their eyes locked, and Eli, heart pounding, instincts whispering yes, nodded once. "Do it." The moment Cassian's teeth grazed the curve of Eli's neck, the world narrowed into heat and light and belonging. The bite wasn't cruel, it was reverent. The pain came first, sharp and brief. Then the flood of Cassian's scent, wrapping around Eli's soul like armor. His pheromones shifted, claimed. The mark pulsed with power. Eli collapsed against him, breath hitching, heart racing. Cassian cradled him, one hand over the bite. "You're safe now," he murmured into his hair. "No one touches what's mine." Later that night, Eli stood before a mirror, fingers hovering over the red crescent on his neck. It didn't hurt anymore, but it throbbed with meaning. He wasn't just an Omega now. He was a marked Omega, his, and strangely, terrifyingly, part of him liked it. Chapter 5. The Truth in His Blood. Eli's new reality came with a cold, heavy weight. The mark on his neck had changed everything. People gave him space now. Professors avoided eye contact. Strangers crossed the street. No one challenged Cassian Vale's mark. But the silence that followed scared Eli more than the attention ever had. Cassian had become something else. Not just the alpha who saved him. Not just the man who held him during heat. But a force at Eli's back. Steady, constant, watching, waiting. "I found something," Cassian said one night, tossing a folder onto the table. "About your blood." Eli froze mid-bite of takeout. "What kind of something?" "Your records were falsified," Cassian said. "Your mother, Dr. Ashbourne, she wasn't just suppressing your Omega traits. She was hiding your lineage." Eli opened the folder. Photos, gene charts, scans, a birth certificate, blurred and stained. Name, Elias Reese Ivrin. Born to, Leora Ivrin status, Omega, royal designation, Class A. He looked up, pale. "What the hell is a royal Omega?" Cassian's voice was quiet. "Extinct. Or so we thought. Royal Omegas are a bloodline from centuries ago, born once in a generation, capable of forming alpha bonds that can override instinct, command pheromonal submission, and even stabilize volatile alphas. They were revered, feared." Eli's chest constricted. "I'm not that. I'm just me." "You were born into a war you never asked for," Cassian said. "Someone hid you to keep you alive." Eli pushed the file away. "So what now? People come knocking at my door? Try to kidnap me?" Cassian didn't answer. Eli knew. "They already are, aren't they?" he whispered. That night, the estate was breached. Armed men in scent-blocking suits flooded the perimeter. Eli heard the alarms, the shouts, the gunfire. Cassian burst into the panic room, shirt torn, blood on his knuckles. "They're not from a rogue pack," he growled. "They're from a private research institute. They want your DNA." Eli stood frozen. "Why me?" "Because you're the only one left with that bloodline. To them, you're not a person, you're a key." "To what?" Cassian met his eyes. "To power, control, breeding rights, biotech, you name it." Eli's stomach turned. "I'm not going to be their experiment," he said. Cassian nodded. "Then fight with me. I can keep you safe, but you need to accept what you are." Eli stepped forward, heart steady. "Not just an Omega." "No," Cassian agreed, brushing a thumb over the mark. "You're mine." Eli's breath hitched. Not in fear, but in acceptance. Maybe even desire. He pulled Cassian closer. "Then let's burn them all down together." Epilogue. Hours. The safe house was hidden in the northern mountains, surrounded by thick pines and veiled in mist. A place where no one asked questions, where no one hunted, where the world could forget them for a little while. Eli stood barefoot on the wooden balcony, Cassian's oversized hoodie hanging off his frame, the night wind tousling his auburn curls. The bite mark on his neck had long since healed, but he still felt it thrumming quietly beneath his skin, like a whisper only he could hear. Behind him, Cassian stepped out, wrapping a warm blanket around both of them. "You always run out here barefoot." Eli leaned back against his chest, exhaling. "I like the cold. It makes me feel real." Cassian chuckled, low and soft. "You're real enough. More than anything I've ever touched." Silence fell between them. Not uncomfortable, but heavy with unsaid truths. Eli turned to face him. "When you marked me, you stopped short of bonding." Cassian's silver eyes darkened. "Because I wanted you to choose it, not your biology." "I know," Eli whispered. "That's why I'm ready now." Cassian didn't move, didn't even breathe. "Are you sure?" Eli reached up, fingers brushing the edge of Cassian's jaw. "There's no suppressants now. No lies. Just me. Just you. Cassian's hands cradled his waist, pulling him gently closer. Their foreheads touched. The first kiss was slow, reverent, a promise sealed in breath and warmth. Eli melted into it, his fingers clutching Cassian's shirt, heart pounding not from fear but need. The blanket slipped off their shoulders as they stumbled back inside, never breaking the kiss. Moonlight spilled through the window as Cassian laid Eli down gently on the bed, tracing the curve of his throat where the mark lived. Their bond sang quietly, steadily waiting. Clothes fell away, but it wasn't about hunger. It was about claiming, yes, but also belonging. Every touch was slow, worshipful. Cassian's mouth traced a path down Eli's collarbone, pausing at his heart. "You're everything," he whispered against skin, "and no one will ever hurt you again." Eli arched into him, fingers threaded in his hair. "Then bond me, not because you have to, because you want to." Their eyes met silver and storm, gray, and Cassian nodded. A second bite, deeper, sharper. This one wasn't just protection, it was forever. And when Eli felt the bond flare to life hot and golden and whole, he gasped, tears sliding down his cheeks. Cassian kissed them away. They moved together like waves under moonlight. No rush pressure, just them, entwined. Hours later, wrapped in each other's arms, bonded and safe, Eli whispered. "So I was never a beta." Cassian chuckled against his hair. "No, you were something rare, something powerful." "I'm still me," Eli murmured. Cassian held him tighter. "And now you're mine." Eli smiled, falling into sleep with the sound of Cassian's heartbeat under his ear. The world would keep hunting them, but now they would hunt back.